Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jaehyun and I'm today's interviewer. How does it feel?
How do I feel right now? I must say that I feel very nervous right now, but I think I'll be okay. Thank you.
Did you prepare a lot for this interview?
Frankly speaking, actually, I've been, this isn't my first interview. I've been in several interviews so far, and I guess, in a way, indirectly, I have prepared by going to other interviews.
Okay. Please tell me about yourself, for example, your education or personal history.
Okay, very good. Well, actually, at the age of 5, my family and I, we immigrated to Canada, and ever since then, from elementary grade 1 to my first semester of university, I was educated in Canada. During the first semester of my university years, I realized that I wanted to study here in Korea because I actually had no knowledge of Korea. And Korea being the country that I was born in, before I got any older, I wanted to experience the life here in Korea, and therefore I transferred to Korea University from University of British Columbia to continue my studies. And so far I've graduated, and my major was English Language and Literature, and I've worked at various companies and institutes.
Then you lived in Canada a very long time. Where and when did you live in Canada?
Well, basically, when we first immigrated, it was, we moved to Toronto, Ontario, that is, Ontario, Canada. That's the eastern part of Canada. And I stayed there for about 12 years. And then I moved in my, I believe, senior year of high school to British Columbia and BC. And I attended from my third year of high school to my first semester of university there.
This experience in living in Canada strongly influenced your major English literature, or your dream for teaching English?
Well, frankly speaking, I don't think the fact that I had lived in Canada had influenced me that much, but it was actually the teacher that I met when I was in high school. I had this English teacher, her name was Miss Graham, and I had her from the beginning of my freshman year of high school to my second year of high school. I had her as my English teacher. And it was just everything about her, from her voice, from her gestures, everything about her just inspired me to take this major.
Okay, good. I think you have a lot of experiences in many companies. And what is the best impression for one company?
Well, I must say it was the first company that I worked at, and that was actually KEPCO, Korea Electric Power Corporation. I took my first job when I was only 20 years old.
Oh, 20 years?
Yes. And I was given the nuclear power division, and actually the youngest man that I taught was 27 years old, and the oldest was 55. Actually, I was actually frightened by the idea because I remember it was around 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was teaching at the KEPCO at Samsung Station. There was this huge company, and as I entered into, I still remember the floor, it was on the 17th floor, there were about 7 businessmen that were waiting for me. I was extremely frightened, but through that experience, I've gained a lot, I've learned a lot.
Okay, very good. You are working here now. You're working now, but is there a special reason to transfer to our company?
Well, actually, as you may know, because you're an agent, every 3 months a term ends at a company, right? And I practically taught at most of the conglomerate companies here in Korea, except for Samsung. I've taught at Hyundai, LG, Daewoo, Seiya, Holdings, almost all the representative companies of Korea. Now, and throughout these experiences and throughout, various jobs, I've met a lot of people, and still actually I remain in contact with them. Continuously, I try to strive, for better and new experiences, and also I believe, first of all, the job that I'm applying for right now is actually very close to my house. So, yes.
Just that?
Yes, that.
I think you have many opinions about the Korean English education. What is the very difficulty and the most serious problem, in your opinion?
Well, as we all know by now, it's that Korean students from a very young age, I always ask them because there's this interview process that I'm in charge of. Before I actually take a class into my own hands, I have to interview each and every one of the candidates, and I ask them, so how long have you learned English for? And they all tell me 13 to 15 years. Yet when I interview them, I realize that they're unable to express themselves fully in English. So I realized maybe it's because most of the learnings here in Korea, the way they teach English it's grammar based, right? It's not in a way where they teach you everyday situational, interactive English communication, but it's more grammar-based. Therefore, sometimes I feel as if when I'm talking to some of my students that I'm talking to a textbook. Most common example would be if I would ask, "Hello, how are you?" They'd all say, seriously, out of 100 students, all 100 students would say, "Hi, fine, thank you, and you?" This is most commonly found in all Korean textbooks. It's amazing.
Yes, I think this is a very serious problem in our country. But so, do you have any good idea to improve this in your class?
Well, basically, this is what I think. You know, when a child begins to learn to speak, right, the first process is to listen to its parents, right? And the most important thing is you have to understand what is being said to you in order for you to understand and to filter, and then to put some form of output. Most of the times what I realize is when I'm talking to the students, because they haven't really listened to a lot of native speakers, maybe it's because they haven't really interacted with a lot of native speakers, many times they pick up on one word, but they don't understand the full, complete sentence that I'm asking. So although I may be asking, what do you think about, for example, what do you think about the latest, Macintosh version, the computer, they'd be like, yes, Macintosh is made like this, and they would give you the process of how it's made. So basically they would misunderstand me most of the times. And I realized that we need to really concentrate on opening their ears and also for them to we need to introduce them to the actual language that's spoken in a English-speaking country. Not all the exact phrases or expressions that are used in these textbooks. Oftentimes they're not used in Canada or in America.
Okay, I see. Everyone has their own strengths and weakness. What is your one?
Oh, my weakness and my strength?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, most definitely I would say I have people skills, interpersonal skills. Throughout the years I've taught people of all ages, people of all sexes, there's only male and female, and I've taught people of all backgrounds. And throughout those times I've developed my own ability and my own know-hows in interacting with people. And also, I might say that I like people. And as you know, this job requires, interpersonal, skills. So I think that that's actually my biggest advantage. My weakness, what I'd have to say, is the fact that my weakness? I don't really have a weakness actually regarding this job, but what would be my weakness? Frankly speaking, actually, throughout my job experience, I haven't really found a specific weakness.
Okay. You have been and you are working in company. So you have a plan to continue your instructor in company for a long time?
Well, one thing I like about teaching at companies is because I only teach, the most I taught was 4 hours. Most of the other times I can use it for self-development, right? So I would teach in the mornings and I would attend academies. I would learn things. And I would go for my afternoon class or my evening classes. And at the same time, I was making a lot of money. So for the long run, I believe so. And even if I do get married in the near future, I think it's a job I can have. I think it's maybe not a lifelong job, but I think I would continue working for quite some time.
Okay, this is the last question. Do you have any statement that you want to say to me? in this situation?
Statement that I would like to say to you?
Yeah.
Well, basically, I'm pretty sure that you have interviewed a lot of candidates for it, and I hope that you make the best choice, and that I am your best choice.
Okay. Thanks for your answer. And have you any questions for me or in our company?
Okay, sure. Well, actually, one of the biggest drawbacks of actually teaching at a company would be the fact that many of the companies I've realized they due to like personal or due to matters that may occur within the company, usually the HR team they phone me up a day before or 2 days before, and they cancel out on some of the classes. Now, frankly speaking, I'm just wasting my money, right? If I don't get paid, I don't know how I don't know how I can be compensated by your company.
Yeah, I think it's one of the problem in the company education. I think this is the bad not for you, but also in our employees. So we try to avoid this situation. But unfortunately, sometimes it is unavoidable. So that time we guarantee for you half of the pay by the rule. And if this situation happens over three times in a month, we paid all of your pay.
Oh wow, that's actually very good. Okay, and also, I know that I will be in charge of lecturing or teaching English to all the members of your company, but are there any projects which I can participate in?
Oh, of course. I think your experience in living Canada a long time or experience working in many companies, and in your resume you have special skills about computer. It is very unique and helpful for us. So, and moreover, our company is international, so there is regular and special international meeting or conferences and etc. So if you want, you can apply and you can participate this, and we will be very happy with this.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.